Do you know how to lower the spare tire on your Jeep Gladiator? Well, good morning everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Hey, today I wanted to take a look at how you lower the spare tire, you know, right up there on your Jeep Gladiator. You know, if you're out somewhere and for some reason you get a flat, we hope that never happens. But if it does, do you know how to lower the spare tire on your Jeep Gladiator? We're going to whip out the tools. First of all, we're going to lower the Jeep Gladiator itself. And I'm going to show you guys and myself how you actually lower this thing in case you need to change it. Okay, we got her down, but now we have to find the tools, right? And we know they're in the back, or at least I do. They're in the back underneath the rear seat. So let's go over and see if we can't get those out so that we can actually lower the tire. I'll lift up the rear seat here. And they're actually right behind the storage thing. I had thought before they were in here, but I was wrong. So, how do you get this thing out of here? Interesting. I'm not quite sure. There is a little knob here. Okay. Right there is a knob. It appears that you have to loosen that. Wow. Okay, so it's just a little screw-on thing. And there you can see the little screw area that it goes onto, and then looks like it just lifts out of there. Let's see. There's this little edge here. You can see this little slide-in edge, and it was actually over this nub. So when you put it back in, I have to remember this myself, you have to have the top of the jack here, it's a scissor jack, situated so that you can screw it back down here and slide it over this part when you put it back in. So, and these are just velcroed on. So let's get this thing out here. All right, set that in there on the mat so I don't want to scratch up my tailgate. All right, we got it laying out here. Let's unvelcro it. Again, trying to remember how it is so I can get it back in there. So it kind of goes on the side here. There you go. Kind of goes on the side here, and then the Velcro straps go back over the top, I guess. But anyway, there's the jack. Again, it's just a scissor jack. We're not going to need that because we're not going to jack up the truck, so we'll set that aside. But we are going to need the tools here. Wow. More Velcro. Okay. And sticky. Take the tools out. Like I said, we are going to need those. And what you have to do, lots of them, is assemble all of this so that you can stick it in the hole at the back of the tailgate so we can lower the spares. So let's go ahead and put this together. Just slides in through a little nub here. I don't know. Actually, yeah, I guess we will need it all because we are going to have to stick it inside the slot, so we have to be able to reach. There we go. All probably 4 foot of this thing. Okay, I actually learned something here myself. You don't have to put the whole handle together because unlike the Tacoma out here, it is a much shorter run and it works differently as far as lowering the spare. Now, let's take a look. Hopefully you guys can see right inside the hole there. And you kind of have to look in. It's angled. And you can tell that because if you look at this, it's actually angled on the truck. It doesn't go straight in. It goes off this way. And that's because the little thing inside there, the receiver if you will, is at an angle inside. And I don't know if you guys can see that. You might see a blur right in the middle of the camera. That's actually where the rod is going to go. So let me set you guys up. There you might be able to see it a little better inside there. That little round blur is where the rod is actually going to go. Okay, really kind of glad I'm doing this because I wouldn't have known how to do it. But you just need 2 sections of the rod, and you need the larger section that is going to go inside and match up with the receiver in there to lower the spare. And then of course the tire iron thing, because you're going to put this hole here through one end, or you're going to put the rod rather through that hole like so, and use this as a little lever or handle to lower that tire. So first off, we're going to go ahead and stick this in, and they give you the angle again right here on the bumper. So you want to stick that in directly through that angle, pointed the right way. And then when you get it in there, you're going to feel it engage. It doesn't hook or anything, but the end of this rod, if you will, is square, and it's going to fit over a square bolt, I guess, inside there, like so. So once we have that, now we should be able to go ahead and lower that tire. I'm going to go ahead and raise the Jeep up a little bit so that you guys can actually see it lowering. Okay, I think that'll enable us to see the actual spare going down here. So, should just be able to turn this counterclockwise, in theory, and actually lower that spare. So let's give it a try. That was pretty smooth. You guys can see it going down there, right? Not too bad. Not too terribly difficult. You do want to be careful. You'll hit your bumper as I just did. I suppose you could put another length on the end of this to get it out a little further, but for our purposes here, we're not going to do that. There you go. That gets it down where you need to be able to release the little spring-loaded thing inside. So let's take a look at that next. All right, we've got the tire lowered a little bit here. You guys can see the little center bracket that holds it on. Let's take a look underneath. And all you have to do, once it's lowered to the ground and the tension's released off of this rod, this just pulls down and feeds back up through that hole. So not too difficult to do, pretty easy. And then of course, once you have it off, all you have to do then is go ahead and change the spare tire. To put it back up, you obviously would reinsert that holder back through the hole in the wheel and then just screw it back up in the opposite direction. And that's it. Not too terribly complicated. Again, for me, I've never had one where the rod goes in at an angle and you don't have to use the whole length of the rod to be able to reach the little mechanism that lowers the spare. And typically, it's a hook that you have to use to feed it into the lowering mechanism. You guys can see right here. Not in this case. You don't need to do it that way. I'm not even sure why this has a hook on it, but anyway, just a little bit different than I'm used to. And if you've seen spare tires on other trucks, particularly the domestics, which I guess technically Jeep is, they're a little bit different. They don't work quite this way. Anyway, just wanted to come out here, show you guys how that works. I was curious myself, and I'm glad I did, because had I been out somewhere, especially in inclement weather, you know, rain, snow, whatever, and needed to change the tire, I wouldn't have known how to do it. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Did you guys know this is how it works? I didn't. Thanks for watching, and real quick, if you're interested and you want to, don't forget to check out my other channel. It's all about the Toyota Tacoma back there. It is Rob Motive. And don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.